When you think of a supervolcano, what's the first name that pops into your head? For most of us, it's Yellowstone. We've seen the documentaries, the dramatic CGI of geysers turning into a world-altering eruption. It's become the poster child for geological doom, a sleeping giant right under the American heartland. For decades, the narrative has been clear. Yellowstone is the big one, the one to watch. But what if I told you that focusing solely on Yellowstone is like worrying about one single wave when you're standing in the middle of the ocean? What if the biggest threat isn't the one we've all been taught to fear? The truth is, our planet is hiding giants, and some of them are far more mysterious and, arguably, just as potent as the one we all know. This isn't about downplaying Yellowstone. It's a massive, active, and incredible geological wonder that scientists rightly monitor around the clock. But the Earth is a very big place, and its volcanic story is far more complex. The myth of Yellowstone's solitude, the idea that it's the lone supervolcano wolf, has created a major blind spot in our collective awareness. We've been so fixated on Old Faithful's fiery potential that we've overlooked an entire rogues gallery of other calderas scattered across the globe, each with its own history of colossal eruptions and each simmering with its own unique personality. These aren't just your average volcanoes, these are supervolcanoes, capable of eruptions that measure at the very top of the volcanic explosivity index. So where are these hidden giants? Let's take a trip to California. Away from the Hollywood sign and sunny beaches lies the long Valley Caldera. Around 760,000 years ago, this spot unleashed an eruption so massive it created the Bishop Tuff, a layer of ash that blanketed a huge portion of the western United States. The amount of material ejected was more than double what erupted from Yellowstone during its last cataclysmic event. Today, the caldera floor is actively rising, a sign that magma is on the move deep below. While scientists say an eruption isn't imminent, it serves as a powerful reminder that Yellowstone's neighbor has a truly formidable past. Now let's cross the Pacific to the island of Sumatra, Indonesia. Here you'll find Lake Toba. This serene, beautiful lake, the largest volcanic lake in the world, fills the crater left behind by one of the most violent eruptions in human history. About 74,000 years ago, the Toba super-eruption occurred. The sheer scale is almost unimaginable. It's believed to have plunged the planet into a volcanic winter that lasted for years, drastically altering the global climate and potentially creating a bottleneck in human evolution, where our population may have dwindled to just a few thousand individuals. Today, a resurgent dome is pushing up from the lake floor, a quiet signal that the beast below is far from dead. But it's not just about what's on land. Some of the biggest secrets are hidden beneath the waves. The Louisville Seamount Trail in the South Pacific isn't a single volcano but an underwater mountain range of them, formed by a hotspot similar to the one that created Hawaii. While we know less about these submarine volcanoes, the evidence suggests they have produced some of the largest eruptions in Earth's history. An underwater super-eruption would be a completely different kind of catastrophe, potentially triggering mega-tsunamis and releasing massive quantities of gases directly into the ocean and atmosphere, with consequences we are only just beginning to understand. Then we have places that blend history with geology, like the Phlegrean Fields, or Campi Flegrei in Italy. This isn't your typical cone-shaped volcano. It's a sprawling sunken caldera right next to the city of Naples and its 3 million residents. Its last major eruption was thousands of years ago, but the ground here literally breathes. It rises and falls in a phenomenon known as bradyseism, sometimes by several feet over a few years, causing ports to sink into the sea and then re-emerge. This entire region, which also includes the infamous Mount Vesuvius, is one of the most volcanically volatile and densely populated areas on the planet. The threat here isn't a distant theoretical one. It's a daily reality for millions. What about right under our noses in the United States again? The Valley Caldera in New Mexico is another stunning example. It's a postcard-perfect landscape of lush valleys and forested domes, but this peaceful scenery masks a violent past. It had 2 super-eruptions over 1 million years ago, shaping the geography of the entire region. Like Long Valley and Yellowstone, it's a silicic caldera system, meaning its magma is thick and gas-rich, the perfect recipe for an explosive eruption. It's a testament to how these ancient scars on the landscape are still very much active geological systems. The list goes on. From Lake Taupo in New Zealand, which had a super-eruption a mere 26,500 years ago, to the Valley Caldera in Japan, which houses the very active Sakurajima volcano within its rim. Each of these locations tells a part of the same story. Supervolcanoes are a fundamental feature of our planet's geology, not a freak anomaly centered in Wyoming. They are the planet's way of letting off steam on a truly epic scale. Understanding them isn't about fear-mongering. It's about appreciating the immense power that shapes our world. So why the focus on Yellowstone? Part of it is accessibility and media exposure. It's in a national park visited by millions, its geysers providing a constant, visible reminder of the heat below. It's also one of the most studied volcanic systems in the world. But that intense focus can create a false sense of security, as if we've identified the one and only problem. The reality is that predicting which one of these giants might stir next is incredibly difficult. It might be Toba, it might be Campi Flegrei, or it might be a system we haven't even properly identified yet deep beneath the ocean. The key takeaway isn't to start worrying about a dozen new doomsday scenarios. It's to broaden our perspective. The Earth is a dynamic living planet, and these supervolcanoes are a part of its life cycle. By studying all of them, scientists can piece together a much better understanding of how these systems work, what the warning signs look like, and how we might prepare for an event that would undoubtedly affect the entire globe. The story of supervolcanoes is much bigger, more complex, and more fascinating than just a single park in Wyoming. The real giant isn't a single volcano. It's the immense planet-shaping power they all represent. Thank you so much for joining me on this geological journey around the world. If you found this fascinating and want to learn more about the incredible forces that shape our planet, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of science. See you in the next one.